Follow me on all major platforms: Blue Sky, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. I'm all over the place. Clap it.
Bang.
Roll it down, you nominate? Alright, I'll take it.
All right.
Hey yo,
No meat.
no meat.
All right.
Chop rice.
No
No
meat.
meat. TikTok. Chop rice. It's over. It's over. How you guys doing? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers, and I wanna say goodbye. I'ma see you along the road. Goodbye. I'ma give you a rose. Goodbye to all my sorrow. You wanna know one of the more disappointing things about TikTok is I never blew up on there. After watching all the lukewarm, mediocre, baseless, harmful, hysterical, random nonsense and stupid dances, I never hit it famous. And I'm jealous. I'm mad. I'm a professional hater. And I'm going to keep it 100. I'm happy to see it go. So long. Sayonara. Arrivederci. Kick rocks. You a bum? Yeah. I have an unmitigated level of aggression for TikTok because I haven't cracked the shorts formula. I'm a long form content. How long is my content? I make content on the average of 2 hours. Yeah. Come see me. Long form. No, I don't want nobody watching my content that don't got the attention span of an elephant. Elephants don't forget shit. But TikTok is probably on the birth of seeing its end. With the law going into place, making it literally unattainable by mobile standards. On the 19th, TikTok will cease to exist. It won't be formally deleted from your phone, but it will be gone. And this creates unprecedented situation, but from the standpoint that we all understand, and let's be very, very clear, TikTok isn't being banned because it's a national security risk, and we'll prove that in this video. Because even if I got hate for a platform, I can really understand. I can understand why they're doing it and why they would want to do it, but they're not doing it for those reasons. They're doing it because they don't like having a platform that they can't control from the inside. They don't like having a platform that can leave its users to speak ill will of the current government with no recourse. They don't like having another platform that is predominantly owned by an adversary being able to manage the data of so many of his people. And I can see the inherent problem, but TikTok isn't doing anything that Facebook isn't already doing. The only difference is Mark Zuckerberg has to come kiss Trump's ring. How does TikTok kiss Trump's ring? Their ability to figure that answer out will dictate their ability to survive. But let's talk about what we know and what's the cumulative outcome of all of this. How is TikTok ban would actually work? Let's get into it. We got a few articles we want to cover. First one's from The Wired. Who wrote this? Make sure I'm sending my hate to somebody. Matt Burgers. Oh no, Matt Burgess. I remember you. You're that security dude. The Supreme Court, which is hearing a case quickly due to impeding the deadline of the following federal court upholding the ban in December, will determine whether the U.S. Constitution...
Hey, bro, I think I'm gonna head on in for the night. I'm kind of tired.
No problem. Get some rest.
Hey, didn't you work today?
12-hour shift.
And you went to the gym?
PR to 700 deadlift.
And you still got energy to do all this work? Where does the energy come from, bro?
I'm at my best when I have my zest, baby.
Kid? Zest?
The Zest Super Berry Samba Green Tea comes packed with 135 milligrams of caffeine and L-theanine. That's how I stay focused for longer and stronger throughout the day with no crash. It's way better than coffee or any of those sugar-filled energy drinks out there. No GMO, gluten-free, and it won't stain your teeth.
Oh yeah, that sounds real good. Is this one right?
Yes, sir, that's the one. But my brother in Zest, I'm gonna need you to get your own Super Berry Samba green tea.
Selfish.
You mad, bro? Don't worry, I got you. Use my promotional code down below to get 20% off selected items and the subscriptions. That's Coding with Strangers, all one word. Put that in the checkout box and you'll be good to go. Thank you so much to Zest for the sponsorship. Constitution's First Amendment right to free speech is overruled by the government's belief that TikTok is a threat to the U.S. national security. Proponents of the PAFACA claim TikTok's Chinese ownership could allow China to steal data on Americans and spread disinformation. Could steal information on American people and so on and so forth. Cool. Want to know who's already stolen and manipulated our data and has pled guilty to it? Instagram, who's owned by Facebook, who's owned by Meta. Who else did it? Twitter, who's owned by Elon Musk now. We want to know who else did it? Amazon. So we've already had people settle lawsuits for that in America. Oh, but what about disinformation? As in the same disinformation that happened back in 2021 or 2016 when Cambridge Analytica literally took the information and used it to make rage-bait content on Facebook and they openly apologized and they had to be dissolved. The same platforms that use this information. We're not a political channel, by the way. Clap it. But what are we talking about here? Everything you're accusing them of, we have companies right here in the good old US of A. But I guess it's better to get fucked by apple pie than somebody else, right? Right? They're all bad. They're all horrible. Instagram admittedly has a negative effect on young girls age 15 and below. It lowers their self-esteem for every hour they spend on it a day. Average 9. That's the equivalent of being mad about weed, but selling cigarettes. Not a problem. Ugh. It screams of almost economic racism. Tastes disgusting. App Store hosting providers. I want a Japanese one. I don't want to learn Mandarin. I'm going to Japan. I want to learn Japanese. Somebody send me a Japanese version of TikTok. I want to speak like I've been watching too many animes for me not to understand. Well, I can read it, but I can't speak it. Is that weird? I'm dyslexic, so it probably doesn't count for me. App Store's hosting providers uppicking TikTok from the nation's consciousness. Thousands of influencers and businesses use the app to make money and promote themselves. I'm not one of those people, so I'm a hater. Fuck them all. It's not exactly straightforward, nor is it simple to untangle the company from the U.S.-based interest infrastructure. Do you guys see? Yeah, maybe I am a hater. Anyone who uninstalls TikTok from their phone doesn't say TikTok shouldn't directly stop its services from working in the U.S. Instead, effectively tries to throttle TikTok by making it harder to use over time by stopping companies from providing services that help it to keep it working and quickly loading videos. TikTok, as with all companies mentioned in its stories, did not respond to Wired's request for comment and hasn't at this stage outlined the technical steps it will or will not take to ban if the ban does go into effect. So, a little bit here. One of the things that is super important to understand is by them, this is an incomplete law and an incomplete ban. So they can't force you to delete it off your phone. So some of the ways people can usurp this process is by having so on iPhones, you can have a backlog of how many things you want to have saved up. So this phone is dated I have two phones. This phone is dated back to 2017, and this phone is back to current time. Anytime I need to go back into time to gain access to something, I use this phone. Now, I use it for a multitude of other trickery and deceptive ways, but that's one way you can maintain it. That's the way I have the original Twitter on this phone, and I'm not disturbed by the new algorithm of the new Twitter. In fact, my Twitter icon on this phone is still the old Twitter's one because it's the one from 2017. This is not a problem for Android phones, as Android phones, because of the new law that happened recently, can update off platform, so they don't need the store. But for all iPhones, you have to go through their iStore to maintain the apps. Now, if this was a question about security and safety, we all are programmers here. An unoptimized program or form of software that is not truly optimized is open to targeting. Because the older the software is, the more vulnerabilities that are found. And 9 times out of 10, when you are updating your app, you're not updating it for new features. You're updating it to protect yourself from vulnerabilities. So with them taking this away, from us sounds almost moronic, because you're now literally pushing people to do unsecure things on their phones. VPNs be damned and all of those things. The law's other focus is on stopping hosting companies from providing services to TikTok. And the definition is pretty wide. Hosting companies may include file hosting domains, named server hosting, cloud hosting, virtual private servers, so VPNs, and shit like that. But from a hosting perspective, the law says since the summer of 2022, which is also an invasion of the Fourth Amendment. Like, who are they to tell you what you can have on your personal and private devices? Granted, it doesn't break the law, but who's to say that what harm is that bringing anybody? You scrolling TikTok in your private server. TikTok faced pressure, but Chinese ownership. The company has hosted U.S. user data within only Oracle Cloud Services. Oracle also did not respond to Wire's request for comment. Now, who's on the front line for buying this shit, hopefully, is another question. All right. But if you wanted to avoid the TikTok ban, we've talked about some ways you could do it. On an Android phone, you can download it directly from its server, from TikTok server, from anywhere, really. Or you can get it backlogged, or you can just upload through it. VPN, you could put yourself in Canada. Could you put yourself somewhere else? But I think the easiest place would be to just put yourself in Canada. Here we are. Alternative Androids. It's likely Android users could download the version of TikTok outside of the Google Play Store and install it to their device. However, side loading this can come with security risk as the apps are not verified. Okay. I mean, I took a chance downloading Super Saiyan 5 Goku back in 1991. And yeah, pop-ups show whenever I open up the internet browser. But seeing all that silver hair as a background in 320 pixels, chef's kiss. Do it again. But with all this being said, like, okay, cool. We get it. We get the gist. We know the problems. We have the heartbreak. We're aware of it. But if we're worried about TikTok, it's fair to say we should be probably worried about all the companies from China that are on servers in America. Chinese apps gain popularity in the U.S. despite data privacy concerns. This is from May of 2023. And out of 500 apps, of the 500 top apps on iPhones and Android, 36 of them belong to Chinese companies. Of the 36 of the top 25, nearly half, 12, all come from China. 12 of the top 25 apps come from China. So are we going to ban all of these apps? Is that the game plan? This was done with such brashness and such annoyance. It's crazy. And we talked about this earlier, and I'll reiterate it. This is the fake proxy bull BS. This is not a real issue for us in America. Want to know what's a real issue for us that someone killed a CEO for? Healthcare. Can we solve that problem? 1 in 12 kids go to sleep hungry who go to public schools? We can solve that problem. Just in case anyone wasn't aware, the world was literally being taken over in California by fire. And literally our government is thinking about attaching conditional value, meaning before we give you aid to for people who have, for like what, nearly 1 million people who have lost property in some capacity in California, we want to make sure that you guys remove the budget ceiling. That's what we're debating on. No one was doing that when there was a hurricane in Louisiana. No one was doing that when Florida was, the dick of the country was almost underwater. It's truly diabolical how this is a priority for the American government. And it's proof that this thing called, experiment called capitalism is running out. It's running out. Is running out. But that's neither here. Like, okay, Hero, just calm down, right? Like, you weren't even on TikTok. You weren't good enough, bro. You couldn't figure out the algorithm. You couldn't crack it. And that's why you never became cool. That's why you never got the millions of followers. That's why the sponsorships never came. You don't got the juice, baby. It's cool. I'm a man. I can handle it. But that doesn't mean I'm not beyond reproach, because where I failed, I might have another opportunity to succeed. So we're going to look at the possible options I have to becoming pseudo TikTok famous. You feel me? Clap it. Just because I couldn't do it on TikTok doesn't mean I can't do it on. Is that the red note? I'm assuming that's the red note. This is my time to shine. So tonight, when I get done with this video, I'm making an account in Red Note, and I'm gonna snap, and it's gonna pop up on screen. I want all of you all to start my new dream. I don't know what my name is gonna be, but maybe it's gonna be Coding with Strangers. But if they have a 15-word character, it's gonna be the strangest coder. And if anyone takes it before me, I will find you. And I'll ask you very politely to let me have the name, because this is my only shot to fame. I've tried everything else. But in the event that Red Note isn't my ticket to fame, let's see if there's another way I can do this. Real quick, recently some US TikTokers, users have flocked to the Chinese social media app. Oh shit, how do you say that? Xinhonshu. That sounded really good. In protest to the looming ban on like TikTok, Xinzhonggu, which is English means little red book, combines e-commerce and short form videos. The app has gained traction in China and other regions with Chinese diaspora, such as Malaysia and Taiwan, racking up 300 million monthly active users. Golly. That's crazy. Okay, so we got 300 million people there. But let's say I don't like that. What's Lemon? Lemon 8, also owned by TikTok, parent company ByteDance. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? TikTok was like, all right, y'all could take TikTok. Everybody go to Lemon. Who owns Lemon? ByteDance. And Ubisoft, I think, is trying to sell to either Tencent or ByteDance. One of them. ByteDance about to be red. If ByteDance isn't red already. But one thing we are absolutely not doing is going to Meta. Especially after Meta went to go, Mark Zuckerberg went to go suck off Trump and kiss the ring not once, not twice, but 3 times in the course of 28 days. He also just recently got rid of his diversity, equity, inclusion because now's not the time to try and stand out. Now's the time to try and fit in. Do you know how bad that sounds? Do you know how bad that sounds? Keep in mind, during the Trump administration, the lawsuit that they are currently fighting was started by Trump's DOJ. He said on the Joe Rogan Experience that it's time to take fact checking out of social media. And has no one read 1948 or 1984? I haven't read it either. When we're arguing with trained professionals, that's what we want to do? All right, cool. But we're not going to Instagram Reels and we're not going to Meta. Fuck them. Now, YouTube, I got a soft spot for you. Because currently you're probably watching this on YouTube. And if you are, why aren't you watching my shorts? You're probably not watching my shorts because YouTube's not really designed for anything other than 3 to 20 minute long videos. It's not good for streaming because the streaming doesn't correlate. It's not good for shorts because that doesn't correlate. And also the monetization doesn't make sense. You put out a short on YouTube, it takes 4 days for it to become popular. Hey, if you specialize in making content where it's about news, breaking news, a short about something I made 3 days ago getting popular and only getting 1/4 of the traction doesn't help. So that's the major flaw in YouTube Shorts. It takes too long for it to pop. Snapchat, I feel like, is everything. Snapchat feels like anytime I'm on Snapchat, someone's trying to make me click on a link. And the 2 times I was tricked into doing it, took me to an OF page. I also feel like it's very much something a high school person would do. And me being a 36-year-old man, I don't know if I feel comfortable being on a platform for kids. It's like when I was in college and someone said, hey, check out your tag page. And then they turned it into a dating website. And I was like, oh, God, I got to get off here. Twitch. Now, upon closer inspection, I said to myself, oh, shit, Twitch has a reel? And sure enough, I went to go check it out. And even though I posted a reel the other day on my Instagram, I said to myself, oh, the reel is still here for me to post on Twitch. But I tried it, and I don't see the correlation, and there's no way for me to track it. Twitch needs to do a better job with it. I'll give YouTube one edge here. You can live stream in the vertical format, and that is the only time my streams ever get traction. If I stream in the horizontal, it won't work. Clapper, that sounds like clapping your cheeks. Not for me. Moving on. Other little known apps for TikTok users who want to get away from the overcrowded spots. These are lesser known, like Thriller, which is a popular music video, Zigazoo, which is designed with kids in mind. Gross. And if none of those apps tickle your fancy, it's also possible that the platform could emerge in the next few months as companies attempt to attract users looking for a new place to go. So you want to know what I think we should do here at Coding with Strangers, we should make our own platform. Clap it. Yeah, that's right. First project on the board is creating algorithm that can rival and defeat TikToks. Now, what will we call this app? I have no idea. But we can partially build it because we practice coding and we know how to do it. But I'm very much interested to know where you guys are going to follow me next. You feel me? Like, share, subscribe. Let's get these numbers up because I didn't make it on TikTok and TikTok didn't make it. So that's proof that wherever I don't survive, there's nothing worth keeping alive over there in the first place. So don't let Twitch or TikTok or, well, no, TikTok's dead, but don't let Twitch